Hey y'all, I'm just waiting till somebody jumps on because I know it's late at night. But y'all know this the time of day I usually am able to get on here. So bear with me with these late night pop up videos. Come on in, come on in, come on in. It's gonna be a really, really good, inspiring message. Come on in, come on in. My bit rate 351 kilobytes. It's not that good, but hopefully, hey, somebody in here with me. How you doing? Oh my goodness. How are you? Who is this in here with me? What's your name? I didn't expect a lot of people because it's so late, but this is going to be such a good message. So encouraging and motivating. And so I want everybody to be able to experience this with me. I just want to share this. So if you don't want to tell me who you are, that's fine. It might be just a delay. You may be chatting with me, commenting, and I just can't see it right now. So yeah, let me know if you can see my message. And I was actually just waiting for at least one person to come in here before I got started. But you're in here now. So I guess I can get started. I'm going to wait probably one more minute and see if someone else comes in. And if they don't, it'll just be me and you tonight. And whoever you are, it's no coincidence that you're on here tonight because I did not plan to do this. So if it's something that you need from me, if it's a question you have for me, or maybe something you're experiencing and you're not quite sure why you're going through this or where you are, just any spiritual information, anything about your life, maybe even what you're eating. Most people know the things that I talk about here. So if it's absolutely anything I can do to help you, please let me know. You're in the UK. Okay, that's awesome. Hello, Erica. That is awesome. I didn't intend on doing this video. And when I got started, I said, oh my goodness, I got to share this. So, Erica, I guess this is going to be special for you tonight. You'll be the first person to get to experience this. I'm going to go ahead and share the message. And then after I share the message, if you have some questions or something, just let me know. Cool, cool, cool. So I guess I can get started. That is so awesome. Shout out to Erica. That is so cool to have somebody in the UK. I visited there one time when I was really little. My baby said, hey. She be up late night with mama.
Are you baby?
Yes, you are.
Are you baby?
Okay, so let me get into this with you. First, let me show you my stones. Okay, you know I love, love, love crystals and stones and
Yeah.
gemstones and
One.
diamonds and just sparkly things. I think most people do. It's not just a girl thing. Okay, so this one right here is my rose quartz stone. And let me see if I can kind of shine the light where you can see it better. There we go. Where you can see the stone, the makeup of it in the inside with the light on it. No, I actually was doing a rose quartz. You can buy one of these if you want to, because we just got to order. No, don't do that one. We're not on that one yet, baby. We just got to order in. So if you want to get a rose quartz, let me know, okay? Now, this big, powerful thing right here, I hadn't even named this stone yet because it's so powerful. This stone puts me in the mind of Antarctica or Mount Sinai, but it's pure crystal, like a stone that you would see in the heavens or something. Put it back because I'm showing it to them. Let them see the stone too. There we go. Thank you. And sometimes when the light hits it, there you go. Hold it still. Hold it still. Don't move. Hold it still now. Okay? If you can't follow instructions, you can't help mommy. Okay? Sometimes when the light hit this stone a particular way, you can see a beautiful rainbow. Wait a minute. I got it. It's really, really small, but it's right there. Can y'all see those blues and oranges coming up in this stone? Let's see. Let me try it again. 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 Let me t I can't get the blue and the orange. I had it for a second and it went away. I don't know what I did different. But there it is. Move your hand. Move your hand, baby. Kalani, thank you. Yeah, my baby is you see the blues and the pinks and the yellows and the oranges. Can y'all see it now? Y'all see that? Ain't that beautiful? So let me explain this because I know a lot of people who follow me not really into crystals and stuff. But crystals, they are very old. They have been here a really, really long time. And any person who is seeking spirituality, you want to deal with crystals because crystals are constructed of the same, I guess you could say the same elements of our bodies. You know, our bodies are made from the dirt of the earth, and crystals are also made from the dirt of the earth. Okay, different types of minerals, different types of clay, different types of sand, just all forms of things from the earth, just like we are. But with crystals, what happens until they are mined and have been found, they are literally in their place of origin for thousands and thousands and thousands of years. And so these stones, they don't have eyes and ears, and so we probably don't see them like pets or see them as if they can breathe or they're living. They have energy coming from them. But if I had an EMF reader and I held it to my baby and then I held it to the crystal, you'll see that the measurements coming off of her and the crystal will be close to the same. And what that proves is that these are living. They are living. They have a life force energy within them. And because we're made of the same thing, this is something that was given to us to be used as a tool for spirituality. And so with that being said, this is also why if you're into the Hebrew Israelite thing, we kind of don't subscribe to that whole movement anymore, but we still, a lot of the teachings and stuff are still really, really helpful. But if you're into that or into Christianity, know that the crystals were on the breastplate, right? The breastplate of righteousness, the breastplate of the priests, and they had crystals on them. And for each 12 tribes of Israel, there was a different crystal. Now that I've given that little spiel, give me 1 second. I want to go over the 3 cards with you that I pulled tonight. No, that's not right. Wait a minute, Lonnie. Where's the other card? That's not funny. Oh, okay. Don't bend it up, okay? This is very important to mommy, and mommy don't want these broken and torn up, okay? Thank you. You're so sweet. Give me a kiss. Give me a kiss. Okay, you be good so mama can share this beautiful message and bless these people. Bless my family. Y'all not people, y'all my family. I don't know why I said that. Okay, don't play with Mama Crystal because I don't want you to lose this one. Let me show this to them because they haven't seen this one yet. Okay, I'm going to get into the crystals that are on these pictures because, y'all, let me be honest. I own probably 20 crystals right now, 20 different kinds, but it can get expensive. And I'm not really in a place where I have material abundance like that. So having the crystal cards, they can be used exactly how a crystal can be used. And so if you're someone and you love the way they look, maybe you like the way they feel when you put them on, or even if you're someone spiritually, just kind of been reading a little bit about crystals and how to use them for healing and how a lot of massage therapists and Reiki teachers and Chinese medicine, acupuncturists, I mean, all through history, ancient times, crystals have been used for the purpose of healing. And protection, many different things. You can even take these and put them in water and drink them and make a crystal elixir and it will heal the body. I haven't done it yet, but when I do, I'm going to make sure I do a video and share the experience with you all and let you all know how that goes. Now, with that being said, so this is for me because I can't afford to buy every single crystal that I find out about, that I learn about, and I feel like it's something that'll be a blessing to me in my life. Okay. So this one right here, this crystal, this is Newmite. It's a Newmite crystal. But it looks more like shungite than pneumite to me. I'm going to shine a light on it so you can see it good, because sometimes people have these crystals and stuff. Lonnie, we don't need that one, okay? Sometimes you can go buy something and it's not the real deal. And I have had that happen to me before. And that's horrible. Okay, there we go. So you can see this crystal is just black. It's kind of like onyx. It's as black as onyx, but it's not as... Onyx has a little more of a shimmer to it. But yeah, you can see small baby. Kalani, yeah, hold on just a second. Mommy needs you to sit down right there, okay? Thank you. Okay, so this crystal right here, this crystal so powerful. I think that it's shungite, and I think they probably put it in the wrong bin with the pneumite because they look a lot alike. But let me tell you about the shungite crystal, and it's spelled Shungite, Shungite, shungite. And we haven't ordered these in bulk yet, like we have with the rose quartz that I showed you, but we will if you all want one, okay? So anybody, even if you didn't catch this video live, you end up catching it later. If you want one of these, let us know and we'll order them and make sure that we get one out to you. But with the shungite, this crystal is very powerful in protecting your atmosphere and your body from the radiation from that's coming from, you know, the Wi-Fi, the cell phone towers. We have a lot of radiation that's coming from the sun and the solar flares right now. We have a lot of radiation coming because of Fukushima, and so our waters have been poisoned. The jet stream has been poisoned with radiation. And then you stack on top of all of that radiation, most of us use microwaves, and most of us use these devices, and these devices give off radiation, very high levels of radiation. I try to never put my phone to my ear. I try to make sure I always have headphones, and I never put my phone to my ear because it has been proven to lead to cancer, especially brain cancer. And now that we're like, what, 3 generations of using cell phones, I foresee within the next 10 to 15 years, a lot of us from our age group and generation, you know, what they call the X generation, I think is what they call us, people born 70s and 80s babies. I believe that we're going to experience a lot of brain cancer simply because cell phones became really popular and big for us, and we didn't know anything about any of the things that I've mentioned today. And so if we know that, I can't remember the exact amount of hertz of radiation that the average cell phone gives off, but it is super high, and it is high enough to where it's a slow kill. So even though it's high, it's a slow kill. Because, you know, I mean, if they had it so high where we're just dropping dead as soon as we buy a phone and walk out the store, they wouldn't make any money off of us, right? And it's all about the love of money. So it's a slow kill, and it happens a little over time. And where I go to receive my treatments for sickle cell anemia, I get to see a lot of people who are diagnosed with cancer. And I have noticed an increase. So this is not just going by statistics and looking this information up. This is going by actual experience. I am seeing a lot of young people with brain cancer. So take that one tip if you don't get anything else tonight that is helpful for you, and try to keep the phone away from your ears. Try not to sleep with it under your pillow. If you're a lady, stop putting them in your bra, because I do that and I still have to catch myself, okay? But the shungite is able to protect you from the harmful effects of radiation. This stone right here literally sucks up all of that negative frequency, that negative energy, that radiation, so that it does not harm you, the person wearing or using the stone. One way to make sure that your stone is really a shungite stone, because all of us are dealing with electromagnetic field poisoning right now. Even if you're not having anything but noticing cavities, maybe you've been told you have a hernia, you may be noticing that your skin is irritated and itchy. Even if it's not red when you go out in the sun, you may notice that you're getting headaches and you never suffered with headaches before. You may notice that you're getting sinus and allergy issues and you never had those issues before. A lot of those different things, digestive problems especially, and pain in the body, those things are a result of all of the radiation we are being exposed to every single day. We are bombarded with radiation. When they made us switch our TVs and our cable boxes over from analog to digital, the radiation increased when we did that, because all of a sudden now we got to have these devices and stuff in the home and they work through Wi-Fi, through the air. So that is radiating the air and it's not good for us and it is poisonous. It is very toxic, just like vaccines are very toxic. And so the way to know that this shungite stone is the real deal is, and me and my husband did this, and maybe next time he does this, if you all want some of these and we get an order in, we're going to test each and every one of them and make sure that you're getting the real deal, because that's what we want to be able to be for you all here, to be able to provide some resources and be a bridge into true spirituality and being truly free from the things that have enslaved and kept us bound and yoked. So we'll probably record that. But he takes a light bulb and he connects the light bulb to the wire and everything. And what happens is you can see that this is able to flow currency and even redirect and stop currency. And when we did the test, the light bulb did light up. So this is very powerful. This is a very real thing. And you know what? This particular stone right here could be 10,000 years old for all we know. Of course, I don't have a carbon dating machine. Wouldn't that be nice to have one of those at home? So, but yes, these stones are very old. And because of that, these stones are very powerful. And they already have a memory downloaded into them of things that have happened on the earth. Now, this particular stone, which I showed you all before, let me give you a little overview before I get into the readings, the things that these stones communicated to me about the spiritual warfare we're coming into. But this particular stone is carnelian. And the carnelian stone is really, really good for the sacral chakra. And so if I was to use church terms or Bible terms or something like that, basically what I'm saying is this stone is really, really good for the soul and for being able to manifest abundance in your life, whether it's abundance in health or abundance in finances or wealth of your relationships. Any stone that's this color, that's red or bright orange, it works in correlation with the chakra of the same color, okay? And so you can look up the metaphysics of carnelian, but the reason I wanted to get this carnelian, I was drawn to it because it also is connected to people who are a fire sign. My husband happens to be an Aries, which is a fire sign. And so this stone is associated with anyone with a fire sign, with their in accordance to their birthday, to their sign, their zodiac sign. And so I wanted it so that I could be connected to him and have a deeper connection with him, with an element that's associated with the day he was born on. But I didn't know that he was desiring this stone as well. And so literally we went to the store and picked up the same stone at the same time. And then we talked about why we wanted it and just made us laugh. And we just get a chance to see how we really are twin souls, soulmates, twin flames, whichever word you want to use for it. That's beautiful. But the thing about it, when that happened to us, we were like, you know what? We got to share more of this journey with Remnants Gathering. We were uncomfortable sharing these journeys with you all because we know a lot of us have only practiced religion most of our lives. And so we were a little uncomfortable as to how you all would react to these things. But we're sharing this because of the synchronicity and experiences that happen that's letting us know it is very important that my husband and I be transparent with you all and allow you all to witness the journey that has taken place and share the information, wisdom, and resources with you all that we have to become our true, authentic selves. That's what it's all about. It's being authentic and finding your purpose and your passion, not having to work a job every day just to live, but actually being able to find something to do that makes you happy, that fulfills other people, heals other people, and can also be an income to allow you to have the abundance that you need to be able to help more people in time. So that's what the goal is here, and this is why we're using these stones. Now, so let me get into the reading now. There's so much more I can tell you what happened with this stone today, but I'm going to go ahead and get into the reading because I don't want to make this too long and y'all get bored with me. You know, all of our attention spans are so short from technology and stuff. It's just really messed up our patience. We really don't have patience for each other like we should. I'm working on that myself. I don't know if that resonates with you all, but I'm definitely working on it. Okay, here we go. So, oh, somebody else is in here too. Cool. Whoever else just jumped in here with me, welcome, welcome, welcome. Welcome to you. I want to make sure. Oh, you love your crystal? That is, yes, I love my crystal too. Yes, hey, Terica. Hey, sis. How are you? Hey, Everett. I got to connect with y'all before I get into this and make sure I shout y'all out. It's so good. Y'all, like, I get just it's such a beautiful feeling that I get when I have any type of exchange with you all. You know, words, we speak the power of life and death in the tongue. And just being able to share my life with you all and you all to feel comfortable to share some things that have happened in your life with me, that's so beautiful. That's so special. And we don't have a lot of that in the world anymore. Even people in our family could care less about what we're experiencing, what we're going through, or our spiritual journey. You know, to be honest, people just so focused on themselves. And so it's just beautiful that none of us have physically met each other, yet we have a connection with each other. That's so beautiful. And I'm so fulfilled. This makes life worth living. These are the little things that makes life worth living. And just to be connected to another soul and the things that they say and do resonate with you, that's a divine thing. You can't fake that. You can't make it up. And it's sacred, it's rare, it's precious, and it's beautiful. And so I just want to go into explaining this with that gratitude and that love that we have for each other in this spiritual journey. And so all of us aren't completely on the same page right now, and that's okay. We never wanted Remnants Gathering to be a thing where everybody had to think the same, act the same, believe the same, dress the same, eat the same, you know, because that's bondage. And a lot of us are suffering because of these systems that the Matrix has set up for us. And so when you're a truly spiritual person, you can't help but to be drawn and feel a magnetism towards certain things. And you really don't know why a lot of times. But in time, it reveals itself to you. And you're like, you know what? I know why I was so drawn to crystals. I didn't know crystals help people with healing, and I'm trying to work on myself and be the best me I can be. And I'm on a spiritual journey. Oh, no wonder it kind of happens like that. So, yeah, I just wanted to say that and go into this with gratitude. And the intention of my heart right now is that by sharing this experience with you all and seeking guidance from these stones, which are much, much older than we are, just learning how to pick up on energy, just like walking in a room. You need to know how to discern energy, and just learning how to discern the energy of things happening in the world and discern the energy coming from the crystals to help me understand what's happening in the world, and is there anything that I can do to help humanity and to not be a part of the problem, but actually be a part of the solution. And so if you are uncomfortable, if you feel like, I don't know about this one, I don't know if it's okay to use a crystal for protection. I don't know if it's okay to use a crystal for guidance. You know, this is the clear quartz is really good for clarity in situations with making decisions. Or I don't know if it's okay to use a rose quartz because I want to love better. I want to be able to self-love, heal myself through love so that I can heal other people. I don't know if it's okay to use that crystal to help strengthen me in those areas, because I was like that, y'all, for a long time. So if you're in that place, that's okay too. It's a process. We're not here to judge anybody, because when we start judging, once again, you cannot break out of the matrix. You're going to stay stuck in the same cycle the generations before you were in. It'll just manifest itself in a different form, where you think you're getting better, you think you're growing, you think you're breaking curses, you think that you're breaking out of the matrix, but you're not. You're actually just being served a different illusion of the form of deception that has come into your life through your bloodline. Woo, did y'all hear that? That was good. I have no idea what I just said, and I cannot repeat that, but I need to make sure I rewind this and listen to that again. Oh my goodness, that was really beautiful what just came out. That is so beautiful. Thank you. Thank you. And I want to say this too. If y'all hear me say thank you to Source, the source of all things seen and unseen, another term for that would be the Most High. So we did not abandon the belief that there is a source, a creator who literally put life into everything that he created in the seen and unseen realm. We still believe that. So we have not become, we're not atheists. So yeah. Okay, so now that I kind of explained that, now we can go into the reading. So this is what happened. And I want to say this too. Y'all know that even in the Bible, they use these stones for guidance. They use them for protection. And they also use them to identify who they were and their lineage, which is why the 12 tribes of Israel used these stones on their breastplate. So this isn't something that's foreign to any of us if we know scripture and have studied the Old Testament, and we know about the things that I just mentioned. This is not foreign. This is not new, which means it is not a new age thing. It's simply that we're in the age of Aquarius now. And so what has happened, we have made a full circle. 400 years has went by. And, we were released out of Egypt after 400 years. Whenever we go into slavery, it's always a 400-year situation. So now that the spiritual slavery we have been in is breaking off of us because of the 400-year period since slavery began in 1619 in America, that's why things like this is starting to resonate with you, or you're starting to find yourself more attracted to things like this, or you find yourself attracted to just wanting to go to the beach, and those are crystals. The sand, that is pure crystal, and just wanting to lay out on the beach and watch the water, that is a very spiritual thing. And it's part of the spiritual growth. It is part of the process. So nothing here that we're doing is harmful, demonic, or will cause any type of negative energy to come into your life. Okay? And I can 100% guarantee that. And you all can hold me accountable to that. And if I ever am wrong about anything, just let me know. And because I am here to learn, each one teach one. So I'm not above you all by far. But I can tell you from experience that everything spiritually that has opened itself up to me and I'm learning to understand has been a blessing. And we haven't had any demonic things happening in our home. When we were practicing Christianity and went into the Hebrew Israelite thing, we were still dealing with a lot of demonic stuff. And you all know that because we shared a lot of that with you all. It's not like that anymore. And so that's so amazing. Matter of fact, that's probably a video on its own that me and Ernest need to do together. And share with you all how our dreams have changed. Everything has changed. Our children aren't having nightmares anymore. And so the more that you seek understanding, the less things that can harm you and cause you to perish. Right? And so in seeking knowledge and understanding, we, by default, by proxy, have removed a lot of the demons we were battling and dealing with. Okay? And so when you have things around you like crystals and stones that are very, very high on the vibration scale, everything in the world has a vibration, right? It don't have to talk, speak, or anything. Everything has a vibration. Even the food that you eat has a vibration, has a frequency. And so when you have things with high vibrations around you, that alone will keep those lower negative energies, entities away from you. Okay, if that makes sense. So I hope I'm making sense and saying some stuff that's kind of giving you an aha moment. Okay, now I did the reading, and in the reading, and when I'm saying reading, I just ask some questions, and I have my crystal book here to help me understand what each crystal represents, what it symbolizes, and what it does. And so the first question I asked was, what crystal would be helpful for me in my healing, in healing my inner child, healing my emotional self, my physical self, because you all know I deal with a lot of health problems. And so I was wanting to know, what crystal do I need to be able to continue to heal my body so that I can train myself how to heal you all. Okay, I'm not doing this just for me. It has been made clear to me that I was born into a sick body, a genetic disease, sickle cell anemia, and among other, I do have other diagnoses, but I was born with that disease because I was called to be a healer. And the only true way a person learns to be a healer is not by going to med school and being indoctrinated and programmed with information that is based on corporations gaining money, giving pharmaceutical drugs that's going to cause more harm than good, which ensures more money, and it also ensures that we do not overpopulate. Okay, they know you're going to die eventually, especially if you've been eating and drinking the poisonous stuff that they make for us and getting vaccines your whole life. So it's a soft kill Agenda 21 situation going on. So, oh, okay. Let me unlock it for you. 524, and there you go. Okay. And so, with that being said, I've been trying to heal my body so that I can learn how to heal other people. So my question was, what do I need to make sure that I'm able to, man, if I could be a Dr. Sebi #2, that would be so great. And I'm really applying myself, y'all. So just know that if you're not having any physical, mental, spiritual, emotional things going on now, if you ever do in the future, I am training myself and making myself available so that I can help you all, because the hospitals and doctors and stuff is just not the answer. And when you're a spiritual person, you have to use spiritual things to heal. You can't use material things to heal. You can't use chemicals to heal. And so because the more spiritual we are becoming, the more sensitive our bodies are becoming to things that are inorganic and genetically modified and processed and not good for us. So that's my little spiel on that. Okay, the fluorite card. This card came to me when I asked the question, what do I need to do to further my healing? And it's self-explanatory. And look, it's 50, I think it's 54 or 56 cards in this deck. So it's no coincidence that out of all those cards, I pulled something that made perfect sense. I mean, full clarity. If you get a card and it says learning, well, see, that lets me know that I'm doing the right thing by studying and learning how to heal. So this is the one crystal that will help me to continue to retain all of this information that I'm studying about the body, the astral body, our auras, and how the foods and everything around us that we do affect us. It is through learning. And I think that's so beautiful. So if you all could be patient with me and give me probably 10 more minutes than I expected this video to be, I'm going to go and read to you all, because in this wonderful book, you can read about the history of that particular crystal, like what cultures found it, where it is, things like that. And you can read also some details as to how you can use this crystal in your spiritual journey. Okay, so fluorite. And this comes in beautiful colors. It's not always green. Sometimes it's a pretty purple color. So it comes in a lot of different colors, okay? All right. It says the crystal color range is purples, greens, and yellows. And this one is related to all of the chakras in the body. So that means it's something that you can use to help you on many, many, many levels. Okay. So it says fluorite is one of the most effective crystals to awaken new knowledge, and enhance your learning abilities. It stimulates the brain to retain and restore information. So it's kind of like learning something that you already learned before. You probably just forgot about it and it comes back to you. This stone will help that happen. It is a great crystal to connect with while studying. This powerful medicine also assists in healing the memory, restoring it to its natural state. That's so awesome, y'all. You can't make this stuff up. There's no way I would have pulled the exact crystal that I needed for this healing journey for us. Here are the meanings of this crystal. It allows you to open to new knowledge and it stimulates learning. It stimulates the mental body and enhances memory and decision making. And it supports you to gain a clear perspective when experiencing emotional confusion. And a lot of us are going through that right now because it's just part of the season for spiritual people. We are experiencing that, and you kind of don't know what to believe anymore. Up seems down, down seems up. But even scripture says that they will call bad good and good bad. And so it does make things a bit confusing. Some stuff does seem to conflict with each other. You all are probably coming across people, maybe even yourselves, where you believe in certain things, but then all of a sudden you have these other things you're interested in learning about that seem to be opposite of what you believe in, or that seem to be demonized by the religious practices that you believe in. So just know that that is very normal and natural. And yeah, so that's okay, because this is what makes you ask the right questions so that the journey does lead to truth. Okay? And another thing, it balances the mind and the mental body. Now, here's the message that comes from this crystal. And this basically is like what throughout history, what this crystal, the impact it has had on people and cultures. It says, you have attracted this card today as a sign that you are entering into a powerful time of learning. The divas of fluorite, and they call them divas. It would be kind of like saying the all the wise grandmamas from your family or something. It's kind of like that when it says the divas of fluorite. So it would be like the grandmothers of your bloodline who had a lot of wisdom and knowledge, you know. Yeah, so the divas of fluorite are working closely with you as you become aware and open to new experiences and opportunities. The most powerful way of learning is through your own life experiences. You are being encouraged at this time to look within and bring forth the wisdom that you have learned in life so far. This card may also be showing you that a situation you are currently experiencing is bringing great lessons and learning into your life. Be open to receive the gifts from the divas of fluorite as you integrate this deep wisdom into your life. If you have been considering study or pursuing something that you love and inspires you, the timing is right. Whatever your situation, know that this is a powerful time of learning and growth that will assist you greatly as you move forward. So see, it's nothing evil or anything about that. You know, that's guidance, and that's really awesome. Now, right here on the next page is the hematite, and it's really good for grounding. It's really good for protection as well. I just wanted to mention this since I see it on the next page. We have a huge order of hematite coming in. It should be in this week. So if you are interested in those, just let us know. You can let us know in the email, remnantsgathering@gmail. Okay, so the next question that I asked, which was just so, this was so perfect. And know that these cards apply to you as well. We are one. Even though we're all on our own spiritual journey, we still are one. We're connected. Some of us are even connected genetically, and some of us are just connected spiritually. So what affects you affects me, and what affects me affects you. So know that this isn't something that you can't use some of this wisdom for yourself, okay? So the question that I asked when this card came up, the question was, what do I need to do with my business? Should I start the business? or should I wait to a different time? It's not the right time. And you all know that I've been making like deodorant and toothpaste and things like that for my family, facial scrubs. I even have one for women to balance their pH to keep their yonis healthy. And so I had been doing this, but I never looked at it from a perspective of a business. It was just something that I've been learning that I know how to do. And it's something I use to treat people when they get sick and, dealing with certain stuff. So, anyway, when I was considering, like with the crystals and stuff, I don't think I'm the best in the world, but like I wrapped this crystal myself. Let me lay this up here. I wrapped this stone myself, and I don't think I did I don't think I did a shabby job at all. I think it looks beautiful, actually. And I get a lot of compliments from people about that particular crystal. So yeah, and so we have been considering starting a business and making these crystals available for you all as well. And this card let me know that this is something that is going to be a blessing to you all. And so we do plan on starting the business. That means we're going to have to get a website. We had someone to help us build our website because we didn't kind of just want to do it the generic way and just get GoDaddy and you just pick a template and guess yourself. We kind of wanted it to be really personal and maybe someone who was better at it than us. And so for some reason, though, we lost contact with that person. And so it's been pushed back. But we are going to do that. But in the meantime, if there's anything you need from us, just use the email and we can, we'll be able to make it work for you. Okay, so the ruby. This one came up instructing me what to do with my business. Now, one thing that's interesting about the ruby is that the business that we're wanting to start is for healing, is using herbs, essential oils, and crystals. And so for ruby and shine to come up, I just thought that was interesting because I was just like, the jewelry that we're making is shiny and beautiful. And shiny just basically means it reflects light in a way that's noticeable, very noticeable. So that's a spiritual word. That's a spiritual thing. Even think about this. One of the first songs we learned, especially some of us in the Bible Belt, this little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. I remember singing as a little kid, and I was just like, you know what? That's a powerful thing to say. So yes, that means that these crystals will help people to be able to shine in whatever their circumstances is and just have that light and carry it and not be afraid to walk their own spiritual journey, and that their feet path will be lit so that you do not stumble or dash your foot against a stone. And I just think that's beautiful. Okay, here we go. So this is some breakdowns of this crystal. The color are deep shades of red, and it's related to the sacral chakra. And the sacral chakra is the chakra that's right near your belly button. I was going to use some other word, but anyway, right near your belly button, that's where there is. And the sacral chakra is right after your root chakra. And root chakra doesn't mean bad, because it's the root or the base. It's just kind of got a bad rep. But this is just explaining the energy within the body, within the soul. And we know that the kingdom of heaven is within us. And so these words are just explaining the kingdom of heaven. And we know the kingdom of heaven is beautiful, it's shiny, right? And so this is just describing what's inside of us, okay? Okay, so as it says, ruby can be found in several different forms: star rock ruby, and polished ruby. This healing medicine encouraged you to look deep within at your old wounds and traumas and invites you to allow the light to transform the pain as deep healing occurs. Y'all, that right there, that's medicine right there alone. It says its medicine invites you to look deeply into your soul and see your magnificence. Magnificence. Okay, there we go. Magnificence. That's beautiful. That is beautiful. When you can truly accept yourself in all of life challenges, you will truly shine. So, that is yeah, and I did the video about being your authentic self. Remember that, y'all? I posted that probably about 2 weeks ago. So that lined up with that whole being your authentic self message. Okay. So I'm going to continue reading. It says the crystal meaning, it dissolves deep trauma and grief within the body. Now, y'all remember I was saying for those of us who were impacted by slavery on one side or the other, whether you're white, black, mixed, or whatever, you were impacted. Um, but that caused trauma and very deep wounds and grief. And that grief has been passed down as a generational curse. And so, even though you may feel like it's really not impacting you or you don't see symptoms of some type of trauma or grief, know that if you have not done trauma healing, then you still have the grief and trauma that is within the genetic coding of your DNA. That's what a generational curse is. It means that something happened to that person and it left an imprint on their genes, on their DNA. It left an imprint on their soul. And so this is why some people are more adept to alcoholism or sex addiction or food addiction and things like that. It's based on what happened in the bloodline. So you are 100% impacted by things that happened 400 years ago until you heal those things so that you can move forward. Okay, so time does not heal. We have to heal ourselves using ancient healing knowledge and medicine. Okay, and so I was saying that slavery ends 400 years, and so next year will be the 400th year since slavery began in America. And what this is saying to us is that we're coming into a time that trauma is going to dissolve and that grief is going to dissolve. And not only that, but the trauma and grief from your personal life, from things that you have been through. It could be something you went through as a child and you don't have memory of it because it was so traumatic. This is a good time to just to reorganize within your soul and your psyche some of your experiences and make sure that you're okay, you know. And so if a memory comes back to you and it triggers you to cry or be sad, you know that that memory came back and was triggered so that you could face it, so that you could discern it, and so that you are able to heal it. Okay. Okay, it says dissolve deep trauma and grief within the body and also allows you to love yourself through the challenges of life. It enhances passion in all areas of life. It deepens your sensual aspects of self, allowing you to receive a flow of life force energy and creativity. And it helps to recognize the source of inexplicable fear and anxiety. And I just realized recently that I do have some fear of some things that I haven't been honest with myself about. And to be honest with you all, I have not been my authentic self with you all lately because I was fearful of how you all would react to it. And I've faced that after I discerned that about myself. I faced it. I dealt with it. I'm healing. And now I'm ready to just present everything that we have to you all. And however you all react to it, that's okay. That's okay. You know, it's okay. It's worth the risk. It may resonate with you and help you in your journey. And if it helps one person, guess what? It was worth the risk by being transparent and being authentic and not hiding anything because we feel like people won't understand, you know? And so we want this channel to be about helping people to feel that support, to feel affirmed and wherever you are in your journey in life. Okay, so here are some of the messages that this particular crystal has symbolized throughout history, okay? And so this is the message from the ruby. You have attracted this card into your life to remind you it's time to shine. You are a beautiful, loving, shining light on this planet, possessing deep love and wisdom to share with many. If you have been feeling a little down on yourself, know that it is now time to put aside those negative thoughts and feelings and start believing that you are a beautiful beacon of light, here to shine your light on this world. The divas are with you, and they encourage you to look deeply within to see the truth of who you are. It's time to stop hiding and step out into the world and shine your beautiful light. Now, the funny thing, y'all, I didn't read this before I jumped on here live, so I had no idea that this would literally read this little light of mine that I just sung to you all a few minutes ago. That's interesting. That's funny. It says you have been playing it small. This is huge, y'all, because this is resonating with me right now. You have been playing it small and hiding in the shadows for too long. Now it is your time to shine. Ruby gives you permission to shine your light out into the world and to know that you are amazing. Those are some encouraging words, and I needed that. So for you and for me, wherever you are, whatever you're doing, find your passion. Don't be afraid to step out and let people see you exactly who you are and where you are. And it don't matter if that's a good thing or people would consider it's a negative thing. That's okay. That's okay. It's time. This is so powerful, y'all. So let me show y'all the next one that I pull. But that was confirmation for me. It is time for me to make these products available for you all. And I'm going to do whatever it takes to do that. Our finances is a little tight right now, so we're having to do things in really, really small increments. But, you can't look down on the small beginnings. Humble beginnings always lead to really, really great things. So I hope I'm encouraging someone, because I feel like somebody watching this probably needed to hear this just as much as I did. Okay, so the next question that I asked was, what do I need to do within myself before I do readings for my Remnants Gathering family? And I was asking that question because I have had a few people say, hey, I would like for you to do a prophetic reading with me. And I haven't booked anyone yet because I want to make sure that I'm able to give you all exactly what you need. I don't want anyone to have to leave still feeling empty and having a whole lot of questions and did not receive any clarity. Okay. And so that's why I asked that question. And for this card to come up, I was blown away. And the reason it blew me away was because I literally just watched a video this morning about healing the inner child. I had no idea that I needed to watch that video again. I learned about that years ago. But guess what? That lets me know that there are still some traumatic wounds from childhood that I have not have dealt with yet. And that probably goes for you as well. Okay? Now, the crystal color is various shades of pink, and the related chakra is the heart chakra. Okay? And I want to say this, y'all. Healing the inner child is so important. I think I wrote a note about it. I'm going to share some revelations about this because this is so necessary. No spiritual person can become who they desire to be without healing any trauma that occurred early on in your life. Okay? So it says rose quartz is well known around the world as the stone of love and compassion. Its energy is very gentle and soft, inviting as to open fully to receive its healing medicine of love. Its nurturing energy allows us to feel safe enough to surrender to our vulnerable nature. That's huge, y'all. That's so big because a lot of us not being our authentic selves, we have not been nurturing ourselves. And when you're not nurturing yourself, you open yourself up in a negative way with being vulnerable. And so for a lot of us, especially us women, men too, especially in relationships, if you've been hurt, you feel as if the mistake that you made was being vulnerable, when in actuality the mistake that you made was not nurturing and had practicing self-love for who you are today and who you were yesterday and who you are becoming. We have to remember that time was just given to us to have a frame of reference so that we could measure our growth. Okay, that's why time is a precious gift, and it was given to us just to measure our growth. to measure from point A to point B, and to be able to have a timeline for that spiritual journey. That is why we have time. But time does not exist. It's not a real thing, okay? It was just something created for us to use, okay? And so, with that being said, you have to heal the inner child just as you are healing maybe yourself from teenage years. It could be something that happened to you last year that was just heartbreaking. And so, this card right here is reminding us that we need to nurture ourselves to allow that healing energy of love so that we will feel safe enough to surrender our vulnerable nature. So if you're not in a relationship, of course, if you're in a relationship, that means that you need to be more vulnerable to your spouse, your mate. But if you are not in a relationship, a romantic relationship, that means that you need to practice being able to surrender and being vulnerable just in life, period. And that means being vulnerable with yourself. You know, as a black woman, I became very guarded. I feel like I had to be superwoman. I had to be strong. I was a single parent for a long time. My mom was a single parent at one time. And so I got to be, got to try to be the mama and do things that the dad would do. And all of that stuff skewed my ability to be vulnerable. I wasn't comfortable being vulnerable because I felt as if anytime I was vulnerable, I got hurt. And that's not healthy. That's not good. Me and my husband would not be experiencing the love and the journey that we are to share this with you all if we did not be vulnerable with each other. And he surrendered his heart to me and I surrendered mine to him. But guess what? First, we had to nurture each other. And once we just nurtured each other, that's when we were able to open up to each other. And this is how we ended up where we are today. So even if you're single, this gives you something to be motivated to begin planting seeds, to be able to reap a harvest from with healing and healing the inner child. And even with work, or if you have children, your parenting skills, healing your inner child is also going to help you be a better parent. It will help you be a better sibling. If you have siblings who are younger than you, especially, being able to just be there for them, be a support system, even just play pretend with them. That's healing to your inner child as well. Because 9 times out of 10, many of us did not get the amount of affection we needed as children, either because our parents worked a lot or were in school or maybe did alcohol or drugs or could have just been consumed by grief and terrible things that happen in life. And so when you miss out on those things as a child, just because you get older doesn't mean that those things are deleted. They are still there and they still impact you. And so this is going to help to prepare you for future career moves, future relationships, having families on every level. Healing the inner child is necessary. Okay. Now, the next line, it says, in this sacred space, we connect deeply in the essence to the essence of the inner child. The rose quartz encourages you to, let's see, it encourages you to deeply heal any old wounds connected to inner child issues. It invites the essence of the inner child to surface for healing and transformation to occur. And remember, y'all, this means that you might have a memory come back to you had completely forgot about. And all of a sudden, something jogs that memory, and you feel all of the same emotion you felt as a child when it happened. So that shows you that time is not a real thing. It's going to impact you exactly as it did when you were a child. And you want those things to surface so that nothing is in the abyss of your soul that's going to be negatively impacting you and keeping you anchored in this matrix, okay, and not being able to totally be the spiritual person and fulfill your purpose in life and your calling, okay. So let's see. Crystal meanings: deepening self-love and acceptance, opens the heart, bringing unconditional love. It enhances compassion. That's powerful. Anything that amplifies or enhances compassion, patience, love, that's definitely something you want to do if you want to be a spiritual person who operates in spiritual truth. Gentleness and nurturing of the soul. Look at that. It brings self fulfillment and inner peace. It supports those who are going through divorce and separation. Now, let me say this. You may not be going through a divorce with a person right now, a separation, but for Ernest and I, we are we definitely have been grieving because we're going through a divorce from old belief systems that we have found to have been misinterpreted, inaccurate, and sometimes intentionally misinterpreted to enslave melanated people. That cause grief. It The more we learn, the more it does break our hearts. The stories, listen to the slave narratives going all the way back to Africa, ancient Kemet, and reading the history. It's really heartbreaking to see how the first people who were on this earth lost everything that had been given to them. Our status, the ability to create nations, all of that. Slavery took that away from us. And it's painful. We're having to divorce the Christ, the Savior, that we, I mean, loved wholeheartedly. Y'all know. For those of you who've been on this channel for a while, y'all know we went hard for the Savior. And so when we began researching more in the origins and history, yeah, it was heartbreaking to find out that it was actually a parable. It wasn't a real person. Jesus wasn't a guy. He don't have any descendants today because let me tell you, if Jesus was an actual just a person who walked the earth, his descendants, they would have kept up with their family tree. They would have definitely had family reunions, especially if y'all believe Jesus was a black man. Come on, y'all. Y'all know they would have been having some fish fries and family reunions and getting some t-shirts did and made sure that they knew who they were and made sure that the generations after them knew who they were. And still to this day, we don't know anyone who is of the lineage of the persona Jesus Christ. And that's not something you forget. That's not something any family, just like with the royal family and everything, they keep up with their bloodline. They keep up with the genealogy. All through the Bible, they kept up with genealogy. But when it comes to the genealogy of Jesus and you follow it, it does not lead to someone living today. And how is that even possible? You know, even if it was just his brothers or something. His brothers had children and they had children and children had children, blah, 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 blah. And so that was painful for us to have to let go of that. It was painful to find out that Marcion helped created this persona as a person. So Jesus Christ, a savior, a Messiah, something who, someone, or an energy that exists to help us throughout this thing called life, that is very real. It is still real. That energy, that love, that compassion, even the justice, all of that exists. It exists within you. Okay, so it wasn't even Jesus, the stories, he says how he speaks in parables. He speaks in double talk. He speaks in a way where the only person who will understand what he's saying is because they have completely humbled themselves to seek the deeper truths. And that all of these crystals from tonight are all about seeking deeper truths. And so the Bible was written in a very esoteric Gnostic way, where to one person it means one thing, but it depends on the level you are spiritually. And so if your levels spiritually have increased, then you will read the story about, let me just pick one. You'll read the story when Jesus talks about the sun, moon, and stars and how to pay attention to them so that you'll know the season that you're in. So for someone who's a babe in Christ or on a beginning spiritual path, a level, they would see that just as what it said. But for someone who has studied for 15, 20 years, where Ernest and I are now, we read that story and we say, oh, okay. So the Bible says we should not worship the sun, moon, and stars. It forbids astrology. Yet Christ himself is saying to pay attention to what's happening up above our head, because it's going to help us to know what season we're in, and even the weather and what's happening with the earth and solar flares and how it's going to impact us and impact life on earth and all of that. Those things are important. Those things are important for a spiritual person. So it's not removing Christ away. It's just understanding that that is something that's within us. All of the great things that Christ did, those abilities are within each and every one of us. And so when we read that story now, we say, hey, it's okay to pay attention to the planets. Jesus himself. And it's okay to be able to pay attention and observe what's happening in the world and to be able to connect it to what's happening with the sun, moon, and stars. That's okay. It's okay to know that the moon controls all of the water on the earth, including the water within our bodies. It's okay to learn about that. I mean, anything that impacts me, I should want to understand it. If you know that you get a new TV and the remote to the TV has an influence over what the TV does, it's going to behoove you to read what all the remote can do and how to use it properly so that you can get the full potential from the television that you have. It's exactly like that. That was such a good example. I got to write that one down and use that for later. That made me understand it more. Okay, so let's see. Here we go. Let me finish off. Okay. The inner child is a reflection of childlike feelings. And so I was just saying the divorce and separation is divorcing from things that you believed in. And now you're having to see them differently or understand them from a deeper level. So, yeah. So we're going through a divorce and separation in that form, if not from an actual relationship. Okay, so you have called this card into your world today to remind you it's time to reconnect with your inner child. The inner child is a reflection of the childlike feelings and emotions that we have within. They have been misunderstood and wounded. Due to stress and the intensity of life itself, we seem to hide these more vulnerable emotions and aspects of ourselves away so we don't get hurt. The divas encourage you to reconnect to the magic and innocence of the child within and to open to this aspect of yourself in your daily life. Your inner child is calling you to come out and play. When were you last spontaneous? Or did you feel the magic of life through a child's eyes? And I get to experience that every day with my daughter, and it's so beautiful, that innocence. And oh, it's such a blessing. It says, did the things you did as a child that made you feel happy, like ride your bike or build a sandcastle, like have you did any of those things? This card may also be gently guiding you to the understanding that what you are experiencing and feeling stems from your inner child. Old patterns, reactions, wounds, and behaviors may be playing out in your life, and you could be feeling unsafe emotionally. There may also be mother father issues that are affecting you in your relationships. It is time to embrace your wounded child within and allow him or her, to feel safe and supported by you so that deep healing can occur. Breathe the soft, nurturing energy of rose quartz into your heart and feel it dissolve any old wounds connected to your inner child. Nurture, support, and love the child within you, as this is the key to your healing at this time. So, those were the three ones that I felt like were the most important to share with you all. And for those of you all who came in later, these are the beautiful, beautiful pictures of these stones. We do have the rose quartz. We have some hematite. We're going to order some fluorite soon. And we have a few other stones. So if you are interested in getting any stones, even just learning more about them, just let us know. And like I said, we'll be getting the business started soon. Now we're saying that it is part of the spiritual process and helping us all grow. And so, yes, so we love you. I hope that this resonated with you all and was as helpful for you as it was for me. I'm going to go through a few messages right now to make sure if y'all need anything from us. We don't charge. We don't even have a Patreon or anything, a GoFundMe. We don't ask for donations or nothing because right now we're building foundations with people and we want you all to feel safe in this world. And it's kind of hard to feel safe the more conscious you become of truth and spirituality, the more you understand the deception and the very deceptive, wicked things that have happened centered around religion, spirituality, beliefs, and just everything. It can be overwhelming sometimes and it could cause you to feel grief. And we are here hoping that we can help through that. Okay. So I just want to go through these and make sure I shout out everybody that's in here with me. Shout out to Everett. Hey, Everett. Let's see. Earthly Patriot. Hey, Earthly Patriot. That's a new name. Okay. Welcome to Remnant's Gathering tonight. This is exactly what I needed this morning. Good morning from Germany. Oh, that's so beautiful. Thank you, Earthly Patriot. I actually lived in Frankfurt, Germany for a short period of time while my dad was serving in the military. So, yeah, that's funny. I was just thinking about that yesterday, remembering how Germany looked. So, yes, love, 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 and welcome to Remnant's Gathering. I hope that you jump on with us again. I know that it's super late. Well, not where you are, it's early. But I usually do my better work at night because my mind is quieter and I can just really intuitively feel you all and what would be helpful and beneficial for you all. So, and the house is quieter too because the kids are usually asleep, except for this little one here. She's Mama Lou, mini me. Everett Copeland says, I love you guys. Been riding with y'all through your whole journey. Oh, Everett, that means so much to us. You don't have any idea how important it is for people to let us know that they have been riding with us from the beginning. That's so important. We appreciate that because it definitely has been a transformation and a journey we were not expecting. We started off with just wanting to help unlock the world from the yokes and everything that had been placed on us. And it ended up leading us to much older origins of spirituality. And so this was, man, y'all, we can't plan something like this. This was divine. There was no way we could plan this. So yes, let's see. Is there anyone else I'm missing here? 9116T. Oh, Teresa. Hi, Teresa. You okay? You would like the crystals? Okay, awesome. So just email us. We have some rose quartz. If you can see there, we do have some rose quartz. We have some hematite on the way. This is the carnelian. The black one is the shungite, and the white one is the quartz crystal. And we do have some more quartz crystals. So just inbox us at remnantsgathering@gmail.com. Let us know which one you want. And what I'm going to do when we finish doing some more jewelry crystal wrapping, we do our crystals with copper because copper is very spiritual as well. And it helps you to have a better flow. Copper is a very good conductor. And so it just helps you. You know, the whole body is electric. It's electromagnetism, which operates the organs in your body and keeps life in your body. And so having copper around the crystals is a spiritual reason just to help you in whatever your journey is. And so if it's love that you're wanting to work on, wrapping the copper around the rose quartz, those two things together are going to just help you to be a very good conductor for love to move through you and for it to be increased as you go throughout the journey. So just message us and let us know which ones you want. And when we finish working on them, we're going to take pictures of them and we're going to put it in the email. So if you are not on the email list, if you're okay with continuing this spiritual journey with us, if you're kind of okay with learning these things and learning about metaphysics and astrotheology and the true origins of history of religion and cultures and so many things, just email us at remnantsgathering@gmail.com and say, hey, I would love to go on this journey with you all. Add me to the email list. And so when we send out the pictures, you will get the pictures of the crystals. Now, if you happen to be watching and you're not comfortable, you just kind of want to stay with the Christian theme or Hebrew Israelite theme, and that's totally okay if that's where you are. Because that was important for us to get to this point. It was. Everybody doesn't go through the same path and journey. Some people ended up in metaphysics and didn't go through Christianity and the Hebrew Israelite movement. So with that being said, if you happen to fall into that group and you're still interested in the crystals, but you're not quite interested in doing the study lessons with us on the other things, explaining the older origins of scripture and stuff, that's okay too. You can still get a crystal if you want one. Just inbox us and say, hey, I'm not ready for the email list to get updated on all of your studies and lectures and teachings and seminars coming, but I would like a crystal. And so we'll make sure we make that available for you as well. Let's see, did I leave anything out or anyone? Everett, that's so true. I'm glad that it's I'm glad that this is resonating with you all. Oh, Erica, that's so sweet. It's crazy. I think I have that voice kind of like Fran from that TV show. Fran, a really pretty girl. Can't remember the name of the TV show, but she had like this weird voice and this agitating, horrible laugh, and I that's what I hear when I hear my voice. So to hear that my voice is pleasant, that's special. Thank you so much, because I used to be very, had low self esteem about my voice. I felt like I had a smoker's voice, and like I talked through my throat or something, and it was just so ugly. And then later I found out that there's something called throat singing, and even talking, and people who talk using that part of their throat is considered a very spiritual thing, and the vibrations coming through those people, it's healing. And so that's helping me to be okay that I sound like nobody else I know, and then my voice is so different and hoarse and raspy at times. So thank you for telling me that, because I want to do some audio books, and I'm like, man, people not going to want to hear this old weird voice of mine. But thank you for that. I'm gonna go ahead and start my audiobooks now. I think I needed some encouragement to do that, and I just got it from you. So thank you. Yeah, The Nanny. That's the name of the show. Yes, I used to love that show. That show is so funny, and it was a healthy funny. It wasn't like maybe I'll find that show and introduce that family show to the children. uh, just really, really funny show, but it just really does show life and some of the things you go through. So, yeah. Okay. So it's 7 of y'all in here. Oh my goodness, y'all missed the good part. So if you just jumped in here, if you want me to give you a shout out before I get off, for the others of you who are in here, maybe I missed. Shout out to everyone else who have jumped in. And rewind this if you missed this part, me breaking down these crystals here, and what they symbolize and mean, and showing you all my own crystals and what we're trying to do with the business and everything. Just inbox us at remnantsgathering@gmail.com and let us know. And make sure you go back and watch the whole show. So I'm going to get some rest, y'all, now. I suggest you all to check out my meditation playlist. It's titled Relax on the channel. And there are a lot of meditations in there, and you can just choose from there what you need, whether it's physical healing, spiritual healing, or guess what? If you want to work on your inner child and healing trauma that has happened in your life, I even have some meditations for that. So I have over 400 meditations that I have been compiling and saving over the last few years. And I wasn't meditating. I just started really in the last year, and it has been such a blessing to me. And I don't know if you all are noticing a difference, but I notice a difference. I'm less judgmental. I'm more open, which means that I'm more available to help people, even in ways that are unconventional. And so that's beautiful. That's what it's all about. And anything that's going to give me more resources to use for healing of humanity and our family, our spiritual family, then that's something that I should be learning, studying, and dedicating my time to. And so I am doing that. And I love you all so much. Shalawam, Shack Boy, Judah. Hey there. I love you all so much. And just email us if you want some crystals. And if you just jumped on here, rewind it so you can see the beginning of this, because it was really, really good. Okay, y'all. Peace, love, and blessings. And until next time.